it is increasingly worrying for me now. Because a lot of children, a lot of teenagers, a lot of young adults are dropping out from work, dropping out from education to pursue content creation full time. Don't do that.
Yo, welcome to another episode of In the Spotlight. In our In the Spotlight, I basically invite all my friends who are content creators to share their journey, their experiences, some essence and some tips if you want to become a content creator. And if you really like this podcast, please follow, subscribe, and share and comment below if you are on YouTube or Facebook. Woo. Woohoo! And today's guest, we have Hubert Lee, who is my friend for almost
Over 10 years already.
yeah, over 10 years already, and we met at a Halloween party. Later we can share more about that. So Hubert, tell me about what do you do? And I noticed that you are famous across quite multiple platforms. So like especially during the pandemic time,
The lockdown,
during the lockdown time. So we all have quite a lot of experiences as content creators during the lockdown. So the lockdown, it can be tough. It can also be a blessing in disguise. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, I am Hubert Lee. On my social media, I am Hubert CEO. Why I took Hubert CEO is because at that point of time, Hubert is taken. Hubert Lee is also taken. So I thought, why not I put Hubert CEO, because CEO is my job. I run a talent management company, and at the same time, I'm also a content creator for the hobby. And one thing I didn't know is my hobby would actually turn out to be very, very fruitful. I wouldn't say successful because again, success is very subjective from people to people. For me, I don't think I'm successful enough yet. It's not enough yet. My benchmark for success on every platform is on YouTube, it will be 1 million.
Wow.
On TikTok, it will be at least 10 million. On Instagram, it will be at least 100 million. So 100 million, 100,000, that is my success matrix. So I'm almost there. But that is basically what I do. I just didn't know that a hobby would become something so serious to me. It will become my identity. It will become my sort of like my life. It will even become right now a source of my income and the driving factor for my business. I just didn't know all this would happen.
Wow, that is crazy.
It is.
And wow, some of those numbers I haven't even reached them yet after so long. I'm like very long time on YouTube already. Tell us a little bit about your niche. Like what do you do on like all these platforms as content creator?
My niche, what I do mainly, I mainly do scripted comedy.
Hello? I got your crush. If you don't give me $1 million, I'm gonna unalive her. Oh no. You're gonna help me.
I do scripted comedy and I do skits. I would say low budget aspirational skits. Okay, I just want to cover a bit about aspiration and inspiration now, okay? On social media, you can be two types of people. The aspirational figure or the inspirational figure. Okay, why I say inspiration and aspiration is because inspiration is where you feel like, wow, this guy is so inspiring. I wish I can become like him. Okay, and aspiration is, wow, this guy is amazing. I think I can be like him. So there's a difference between inspiration and aspiration. And the key difference is mainly on the technicality side of things. For inspiring people, you will feel like, wow, he's so up there. He drives a very big car. He drives a Ferrari. He uses a $20,000, 100,000 ringgit equipment for his shoots all the time. So high budget. You feel like, wow, very inspiring. Very hard to reach there. But aspiring is another type. Aspiring is when you do something that everyone can also do. When people see what you do, they will feel that, wow, I can do this also. I can refer to this guy and I can do what he does. This includes your setup. Just use a camera, which is a cell phone, a stand which you can buy from Mr. DIY or any shop for 20 ringgit. So all these things are the behind the scenes that is perfectly aligned to fit the narrative that I'm trying to build for my social media endeavor. So I mainly do, again, I do scripted comedy. I I'm trying to diverse more into long form contents on YouTube now. Back then, I was really deep into short form, which is 30 seconds to 1 minute. In fact, I was the very few TikTok content creators who make content exceeding 40 seconds, exceeding 1 minute. Back in 2020, 2021, I was the very rare, if not the first, it would be the very rare few who's actually doing slightly medium form content. So that was what I do. I'm now trying to diverse more into podcasting, trying to diverse more into sitcom style contents on longer form platforms like YouTube, hopefully TikTok, on TikTok also.
And Spotify.
And maybe on Spotify,
Apple Music, Apple Podcasts,
yes.
those kind of things.
I noticed there's a demand for this sitcom kind of content on voice or streaming platforms like a podcast. I think in those days we call it the soap opera kind of content. I noticed that a lot of people are doing it now, and I feel that this could be another way to express my creativity.
Yes. Wow. I would say very aspiring, you know. So I like whatever you do, like all this comedy stuff that you do, and when people are watching you, they can also become content creators themselves.
They can feel like they can become like that.
Yeah. Rather than just watching, you know, when they are watching you, they feel like, oh yeah, I can do this too. I can become a content. Wow, that is very good.
I don't want them to just feel like wow. Nice and nothing else. I want them to feel like wow. Let's try doing this. Yeah, let's try. So that's what I really want to try.
Oh, wow. That is very good because you're creating new content creators from people watching you as well. Is the thing that you're doing right now something that you have always been passionate about?
I have always been passionate on creative expression. Yeah, that's why back then I took a lot of classes like drama classes, writing classes. I wanted to do music back then, but I realized that music is not really my thing. Okay, the funny thing is my family is a family of musicians. My dad is a musician, my mom is a singer, and I always tell myself if I wanna be different, I cannot do something that my parents are doing. So that's I feel okay. I need another form of creative expression. But for the longest time, I've been trying on YouTube, I've been trying on Instagram, but I rarely have any forms of success. The furthest I've built to my old YouTube was around 1,000 subscribers after over 1 year, 2 years. It was a very tough journey. On Instagram, the furthest I've built was around 10,000 followers on my old Instagram account, and that is the furthest it can get until MCO, until the lockdown, until COVID. And then I told myself, I was very depressed at the time. I told myself I need to be at a platform where none of my friends, none of my parents, none of my relatives are watching. I don't want them to be watching everything I do. And I didn't, so I thought, why not TikTok lah? Because at that time, TikTok has a very bad reputation of being a platform for underage kids to do lip syncing, dancing. It was a very tainted platform at that time. So I thought, why not I go there? Because nobody would ever go there. So I went there, I did vlogs, I did commentary. Everything I do, I would do. I did some political commentary, and I have built an audience there. That's when I realized that, hey, this could be my main platform for creative expression. Yeah. But again, a part of me wants to be a performer. A part of me just wants to continue being an entrepreneur, continue running my business and not be worried about anything else. So there's this two sides of me. But I'm very glad that right now I'm able to fulfill both and be in the perfect middle. Like Thanos said, everything should be balanced the way they are.
Wow, then you will wipe off half the earth.
I don't feel so good.
Fortunately, I don't have to kill half the earth, okay? So I feel like I'm in a very balanced position, perfectly balanced from what my life vision and my goal for creative expression.
Wow, that is very important to have that balance.
Yeah, and I think I'm very lucky. A lot of people, they want to have this balance, but they can't. No matter how hard they try, they can't. So I just feel like this just happens to me very naturally. This progression just happens to be very naturally. Of course, there are some setbacks and challenges.
Of course.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm just really, really lucky that this happened to me naturally.
And when you say you did like YouTube and Instagram in the past, what were the contents about?
Scripted comedy.
Oh, also
the same
scripted comedy.
form of content that I'm doing today.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Maybe back in those days, I'm competing with too many international big names lah, like yourself lah on the music scene, and maybe like names like Danku, Genie Boy, and international names like US names like Ryan Higa,
Yeah.
Smosh. Who can forget Smosh? Right?
Yeah.
Smosh.
Smosh is back.
Yeah, Smosh is back
Yeah.
without the private body now. Kev Jamba and all these people, I feel like it's too dominated by these people, and a new guy like me with these, it's really hard to enter the market.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that competition is bad. I love competition, but above all, I love domination. I love domination more than competition, and that's where you can become the monopoly lah. Again, I'm not saying that competition is bad. I just prefer it to be a market where I can dominate on. So, that's what I was trying to do. Scripted comedy.
But today is not easy to go into like domination. So that's why I would think collaboration
Correct.
really helps a lot. Like now we are meeting
correct.
and sharing our experiences. So,
One of the biggest changes that happened to me back then was back then I keep wanting to dominate,
Yeah.
go to a platform where you can win.
Yeah.
Then I realized, what's the point of being a big fish in a small pond?
Yeah.
The opportunity is this little only. Why not you be a small fish, or at least don't
A
need to be a
fish.
small fish lah. At least just be a fish lah. Medium size, small size, long size, whatever it is. Just be a fish in a bigger pond and try to survive at all costs. Try to survive not getting eaten by other fishes at all costs. Then that's when I realized, like you said, collaboration is actually better.
Yeah.
Why dominate alone when you can dominate with a bunch of people with a similar direction? Yeah, you're right lah.
Yeah, it's like many fish eating one big fish.
Yeah, many small little fishes eating one big shark.
Yeah, eating one big shark. So it's a different world today. It's
Yeah.
a different world today. Like in the past, we always talk about the bigger will win, or slow and steady win. But today is actually a very fast-paced world.
Yes.
So
yes.
everything changes very fast. So we gotta adapt, and collaboration really helps.
yes.
Helps a lot.
Actually, slow and steady wins the race is a very, very old saying, very old saying. Like you said, today's world is very fast-paced already. It's very hard to win if you are being slow and steady. I believe slow and steady doesn't really mean, be slow, be steady. I think it simply means be patient.
Yeah, be
Be
patient.
patient.
Be
Yeah,
patient.
be patient. Learn to spot the points that would either make or break you, and just accelerate from there lah.
Exactly. Very, very well said. Okay, maybe you can share a little on how we met, like your memory.
It was very, very random. We met through a mutual friend. I don't know if it was from a BNI connection or not at that time.
It was Webster Cool.
Webster, yeah. I think you were in the same BNI circle or something, or was it?
We were friends from this Adam Cool.
Sorry,
so
not BNI, Adam Cool.
Adam Cool.
So I was working with this very, very amazing learning coach, study coach. His name is Webster Koo, and he's the only person in the world whom I know whose name is Webster. the dictionary.
It's such a rare name.
Yeah, very smart guy, very wise guy. So what happened was a former connection of mine organized a Halloween party, a very small scale Halloween party for friends and family. We booked the utility floor of our condo, and we just texted our friends and said, "Hey, come now, Halloween party. This is the first time we organize it. Potluck. We do potluck." And then my friends came. Webster came, and then after that, Raymark came. And then after that, I thought, okay, there's this guy called Raymark who wanted to come along. Then I thought, no lah, couldn't be this guy lah. Because one thing I know is I listened to this piano cover artist whose name is Raymark all the time. Then I thought, no lah, couldn't be him lah. Photo doesn't look like him also lah, because he rarely posts his
Yeah,
old...
I rarely post my
his
photo.
videos, except his old... I remember clearly his old karate videos.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if the karate videos are there at that anymore or not. But back then, it was only his hand and the piano. He rarely posts his face. I thought, no way lah, couldn't be this Raymark lah. Then when he came, then I thought, and when we asked each other, what do you do? They said, I do YouTube, I do cover songs. Then I'm like, oh, is this Raymark ah? This guy? Oh yeah, it's this guy. And he completely shattered my impression of how a big scale YouTuber is. I always thought big scale YouTubers, just so you know, he has like at that point of time around
I think
200,000 plus subscribers, and in 2014 or in 2014 or 15, at that point of time in Malaysia, it was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge. It's one of the biggest in the market at that point of time. And I thought, no way lah, couldn't be him lah. But he shattered my perspective of what successful YouTubers are. I thought they were going to be cocky people.
Yeah.
Not drives, they don't need to drive. They have a private driver.
Oh, wow.
Probably
I
an
wish.
Alphard or a Ferrari or something. But the thing is, if you have Ferrari, why you need a private driver? Ferrari, you drive yourself. But maybe in an Alphard or a big car.
Wow.
So, but he came, he was very humble, very nice guy. And I thought, hey, I want to do YouTube also. So why not I talk more with him? And although at that point of time in 2015, my YouTube endeavor wasn't successful, I completely stopped for many years, completely stopped content for many years. The connection still remains. Yeah, we became, at first we were like business associates. We talk about business plan all the time. We talk about, work all the time. And slowly we extended that lah. We extended that and we started becoming closer. And now we are chit-chatting like friends.
Yeah.
I've seen him before he got married.
Yeah.
And now he's married with kids.
With two
And I
kids.
still don't know what to feel about it, I still don't know what to feel like, oh, Raymark married already.
So old already.
We cannot spill our age.
Yeah. So I actually still have pictures of our Halloween.
Yeah, it was so random.
I still remember what I was wearing, and I still have that Halloween costume.
vampire costume, I
Yeah, the
remember,
vampire
yeah.
costume. Yeah, that was very nice.
My costume was supposed to be a kidnapper. And what I did was I took a raincoat, a random raincoat, and I wore a sunglasses and a face mask, and I wore a cap, and I spray black spray paint all over my Halloween costume.
Wow.
And then after that, I had to pick up the gas. I was in my costume already. And in the lift, when I was picking up the gas, like the aunties, uncles in the lift with me, it was like avoiding. They're standing at. So the lift is like square shape, right? They were standing at that corner, and I'm standing in front here. And I remember clearly, there was one auntie who wanted to press the lift, press the floor. She was like, and then run back to the corner. Like, I don't think they get the concept of Halloween,
Yeah. Yeah, not in Malaysia lah. So in Malaysia, Halloween parties. Okay, nowadays it's a lot more, but back then I think it's not as popular as today. About Halloween. So that's why we have like all these parties in very small scale. Today is like wow in clubs,
Times are different.
Times are very different. So within these few years, so many things have changed. Even in like all this content creation in YouTube, in TikTok, Instagram. What are some of your challenges that you face along the way?
Wow. Okay. You want challenges based on which platform first?
Okay, maybe we can go. We can start small.
Okay, start small. Okay, then we start with the platform where I'm largest in first lah.
Okay.
TikTok runs in a very, content creation on TikTok runs in a very different manner. Because each video is only 30 seconds or 1 minute. Okay, recently TikTok is trying to extend their what do you call that? Their videos to exceeding a minute, and they are rewarding people for doing 1 minute plus videos. At least in overseas, they're trying. They're beta testing now. In Malaysia, I'm not sure when it's going to come out yet. But on that platform, I would say that because it is so fast paced, it is very different from YouTube. YouTube, you do 3 minutes, 10 minutes. Some people, crazy people, they can do 20 minutes, 30 minutes skits.
Or maybe like a podcast.
Or a 1 hour long podcast like this fella. it's very different because when you do on YouTube, let's just think of this lah. Everyone starts with an idea sheet. You have if you have a piece of paper that you write your ideas on, or you have a notepad that you write your ideas on. So on YouTube, you focus on one idea for a few days or a few weeks until you're done with that idea. You publish, then you move on to another idea, and by that time you have a buffer time. You have a break time, maybe a few days worth of break time, or maybe while you're working on this, you can actually do another idea. But on short form videos, it is very different. You're done with this, you do that. You're done with that, you do another one. You
Very
just need
fast
to
paced.
consecutively just squeeze out videos, 3 to 5 videos per day. It's just, as much as I want to say that, you know, creative people are very creative, they can do a lot of things, a lot of ideas are limited. There will be a point of time that you feel very, very burnt out.
Yeah.
That could be my biggest challenge. Every now and then I face creative burnout. And when creative burnout happens, I can't think of new ideas. And I keep going back to the old ideas and just make new stuffs out of the old ideas with a formula lah. So that's the first thing. Second thing, like I mentioned, formula. Content creation can become very repetitive because what people like could be very, like, people like familiar things. And in other words, it means people like things that are repetitive. Especially on TikTok. TikTok thrives on repetition. The more similar your previous video is with your next video, the more the audience will like you because they like repetition.
Yeah.
And
So they binge?
They binge on the same thing, the same music, the same style. It's just that different storyline, but same style. But the toughest thing about being a creative person is, a crazy creative person is, you don't like seeing repetition. You want to try new things all the time. And when a platform sort of discourages that,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the platform discourages that. I would say that the user behavior, the viewer behavior is very different. When the viewer behavior on this platform is very different, they like repetition. That is when you feel that it's getting very boring, and creative people don't like being bored. And that is why it is important to diversify into other platforms lah. YouTube style different,
Yeah.
Instagram style different, TikTok style different.
Yeah, and I noticed on YouTube you can actually experiment on a lot of different things because the forms are multiple.
Yes.
And another thing I like about YouTube is very searchable. Like for example, you want to search on a certain topic that you have talked about, is easy to search. But on that means people can follow on video base. But on like TikTok or Reels or Instagram and all this, is very much person based. That means I follow you for you. Then I binge. So if I see something that is not really my thing, then I may change.
Yes.
You know, so I noticed that is the
Like half lah.
difference.
Instagram is still very personality based, individual based. YouTube, it is very search based. Like on Google, I mean 99.9% of people go to Google.
Yeah, to search
Whatever
things.
you search, as long as there is a YouTube hit, it will show you YouTube.
Yeah.
And it is good because what they can get is they won't only get answers to what they're looking for, they will get the experience to what they're looking for. Yeah. And on TikTok, it is also a very, very different market right now. TikTok is the #1 search engine for Gen Z now. If they want to go to a cafe, they won't go to search on Google reviews anymore.
Oh,
But actually go to
wow.
TikTok and search about that cafe on TikTok. Because why? We are talking about Generation Z. Generation Z is a generation that emphasizes on experience first.
Oh,
Experience and aesthetics first. If this is nice and I feel good and the experience is good, I will be loyal. But if it's not, but our generation, I think we're in the Gen Y lah. We're in the millennials generation. We focus a lot on loyalty. That's why we
Yeah.
go visit the same shop over and over and over again. Because we like the place. Yeah. But Gen Z is a very different place, and TikTok fulfills exactly that. It gives them very new experiences
all the time.
all the time. And if you want to search on TikTok, you search nice cafes in KL. They will show you hundreds of videos. Nice cafes in KL. TikTok right now is the #1 search engine for Gen Z. It's no longer Google, surprisingly.
Wow, and now I feel very old.
Yeah, even
such
even tuition teachers, instead of back then they are teaching,
Yeah.
they are teaching live. What they are doing right now, they are doing TikTok videos, and there are teachers who are becoming very, very successful on TikTok, being an educator, doing education but with a twist of comedy.
Oh, and some they can do it very, like they can teach something within a minute or
Less than a minute also.
Yeah.
Like for the first time in my life, I learned a recipe video in 35 seconds instead of a short video, instead of a 15-minute YouTube video.
True. That I noticed that's what I'm doing nowadays also, because I feel like time is getting so I mean, as we are getting more and more busy, I when I want to learn something like grow a plant or something, I'll try to search for videos that are as short as possible.
Yeah, I love long form videos, but I feel like sometimes we don't have that much time for long form videos.
True. So I'll be like, searching. Then I'll even on YouTube, I would be looking at this short. I'll try 2 minutes, 3 minutes, like how to grow asparagus and all those things. I wouldn't go to those. I wouldn't go to those like 20 minutes that's supposed to teach you everything. I want the simple and straightforward way.
Oh, but YouTube has another method where instead of viewing the whole video, you actually view the checkpoints only. And if there are checkpoints. So I think that is one of the ways that you can, like today you want to learn about, I don't know, how to cut the asparagus so that you can plant it. Then there's checkpoint 1, you go to that. You finish that already, then you go to checkpoint 2. Exactly. So I guess that's one of the ways that YouTube is really trying to
shorten the time required
without compromising the quality.
That is what I noticed as well. That helps save a lot of time, so they just go to the parts that they want to watch and then they move on. But that will affect like all this watch time as well, because YouTube really emphasize a lot on watch time. So like if for example a podcast, you watch the whole podcast, then that podcast gets kind of rated up, then it goes to watch later and all those things. It's a very different platform. Then what about challenges in other platforms?
Okay, that is the challenge on TikTok. Burn out all the time.
Fast-paced.
Very fast-paced. And sometimes if we slow down, we lose. Because new content creators coming up all the time.
The young ones.
They're coming all the time with much more resources. Mommy and daddy have more money. Give them good gear. Give them editing power and all. So it's a very tough world on TikTok. On Instagram, everyone on Instagram, let's just be honest, Instagram is the place where we look for good-looking people. Nice aesthetics.
Exactly. It's like pretty girls, pretty boys.
Pretty boys. At least, fancy background, fancy surrounding. And
Dubai.
Dubai, fast cars. I am not built for Instagram. I am not built for Instagram. In terms of looks, okay, first things first, I know I look decent. But it is not the type of look that people will binge every photos, like every photos. I know myself very well, okay?
Exactly.
Second thing is aesthetics. My house is a minimalistic house. What aesthetic can you get from a minimalistic house, which my furnitures are all movable furnitures, not the type of furnitures that are like big and all. I love minimalistic design because it gives me so much headspace to think. So how do I take nice photos there?
To be aesthetic.
And then the third thing is, if I go out all the time, who's going to help me take photos? And I very paiseh also if I put tripod there and I take photos here and there.
True.
And the last thing is, I'm bad in taking photos. No matter how hard I try to take photos, my photos, that I envision the photos going to be like, whoa, it's going to look like the sun is here, the earth is here and all, but the photos come up going to look like one potato in it. It's one potato. So it's just, I'm not built for Instagram. So what I do, I focus on Reels. Again, because now I'm managing 2 platforms. Creative burnout happens more frequently now. On Instagram, room for comedy is very, very small. Very small room for comedy. Instagram, they like memes a lot. Memeable contents. Or what they call shareable contents.
Exactly.
But when you're doing scripted comedy, it's not that easy. Your scripted comedy has to be very memeable. Relatable. The music has to be loud. Like example, you are just standing here, you're talking to your friend, something like, hey, can I borrow $5? and then the friend says, oh, sure, $5. Can I ask for $5 back? And you disappear, and then there's very loud music or something like that. It has to be very relatable.
Yeah.
And again, I like dialogues. Instagram, it's just very different from the market that I'm familiar with. But fortunately for now, I feel like I'm slowly getting the hang of it lah. Yeah. And on YouTube, I don't know how lah, but I feel like YouTube and TikTok, the market is very similar. Very similar. And as creators, we don't have that much time
to cover
both platforms. So we tend to repost. We tend to repost. But again, if I repost here and repost there, there is no exclusivity.
Yeah.
Why should I follow you on both YouTube and TikTok if I can watch
on one platform alone?
That's why I'm trying to do long form now. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So you have been on like all this social media like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube for so long. What was your turning point? When did you realize that, oh, this is something that I really want to do? Is there like a video that suddenly went viral?
Okay, I'm just going to be very, very honest lah. Very honest. If you're watching right now, I just want to say that this is very honest. A lot of guests, when they come to podcast, they're going to say something like, okay, this happened and now I'm fully dedicated into this. Focus on your passion. But I'm going to be a very realistic person. Until today, I still don't know if content creation is something that I want to do or not.
True.
Yeah, I still don't know if I want to do it for real or fully focus on it or not. I feel like we need a backup plan.
Yeah.
You always need a backup plan. What if this fails? Then at least I have my business to support me. Yeah. So I still don't know if I really want to focus on this or not. But one thing I know for sure, I'm happy doing this. I'm happy doing this. I feel like my life is very fulfilling doing this. Yeah. So back to the viral moment, the turning point was that one particular video I made. Now I always believe in the theory of one. One turning point can change your life.
Exactly.
One turning point can break your life. It can make you or can break you. So my moment of my one moment is when I read a comment. I kept doing commentary videos all the time. I kept doing vlogs all the time until one moment where one viewer posted one comment. And the comment said one line only. He said, Hubert, you are so funny. Have you ever thought of doing comedy skits?
Wow.
Then I thought, yeah, comedy skits is something that I've always wanted to do since, like, the year was 2020, 2021 at that time. I wanted to do it since 2014, in the days of YouTube boom. I thought, no harm trying. So I posted no views, but I feel much happier doing comedy than doing commentary. And vlog. So I kept doing more comedy. And then there's one particular video. Maybe you can put the video here on the screen.
Okay.
A very old video of a dad and son interaction. See, the son asked dad, hey dad, what does the fox say? No, the son asked the dad, hey dad, what does the cat say? Say cat say meow. What does the dog say? Dog say woof. And then the son is like, but what does the fox say? And then maybe this is the part that you can put the video in now.
Hey dad, what does the dog say? Dogs say woof. What about cats? Cats say meow. What does the fox say? Fox. What the fox say?
It was so cringe. And that video got 100,000 views. And at that point of time, I'm only 20,000 followers only. 2021.
Wow.
It was huge to me. So I thought, okay, the audience likes cringe. That one data point is audience likes cringe. Then I posted more cringe videos lah. And then after that another one moment was another turning point. The one turning point again was I posted a vlog of Chinese New Year celebration, and my dad was in my video. And my dad is a very traditional Chinese man, speaks not very well English, but very fluent in Chinese. So he speaks in English with an accent, with a Chinese accent. So I pointed and said, Daddy, say hi. And my dad looked at the camera and he said, hello. Yeah. And if people know my old videos, they will know that there's a character called Uncle Pops. And his key tagline is hello.
Hello.
That character was inspired by my dad.
Oh.
And people just loved my dad's hello so much that people commented,
Hello.
HARLOW. Harlow.
Hello.
So I thought, oh, wow, hello. People are just commenting, hello, uncle, hello, Hubert's daddy, hi, hello, daddy. And I thought, this is so popular, I can turn it into a character.
Yeah.
So then, my first semi-successful, when I say semi-successful, around 100,000 views lah, okay, each episode, semi-successful series came out. It was called Uncle Pop's. Uncle Pop's Adventures. So this is inspired by my dad, but fully fictional. My dad is not this kind of person, okay? Uncle Pop's is an old Chinese uncle, around 60-year-old, 70 years old, whose goal in life is to make as many babies as possible, with as many women as possible.
Push! Congratulations, Uncle Pops. It's a boy.
Thank you. This baby looks so disgusting, slimy and pink.
Uncle Pops, all newborn babies look like that.
I don't like I put that into my wife.
No, don't do that again!
Okay, maybe I shouldn't do that to the baby.
I'm so happy you finally...
I throw the baby out the window.
No!
Goodbye, baby. 再見. 老婆, let's go home and make new baby.
But that's not my father, okay? It's just inspired by my father, but I built a fictional character out of it. So, I grew my account from 20,000 to 100,000 followers with this series itself. This series tanked my account. And then one point, another moment of one turning point again, was when I was showering, and at that time, 2021, business was bad. I said, and I was showering, I told myself, oh my god, business is so bad, I'm having financial crisis. Wouldn't it be nice if I have a dad that is so rich, and my dad can just ask I can just ask my dad to buy me anything. I don't have to worry about business. I don't have to worry about money. My dad can just buy me anything. But then after that, I said no lah, impossible lah, because my dad and I, we have language barrier. My Chinese is very, very bad. So if I tell my dad I want something in English, he will misinterpret it and he will buy me something wrong. So then after that, I said, what? And then I said, this idea sounds very, and then this thought became an idea. So I created the first episode of Rich Dad series from this. And my plan was just to experiment only. So what happened was, the son, Rich Dad secretly has hearing problems, but not like my dad lah. My dad, we have communication
problem.
Language gap. But then I thought, we cannot do language gap, we can do hearing problem. It's a challenge. So son told Dad, I want to get a Honda. My friends have Toyota, Mitsubishi, Mazda. I want my own. And technically, when you thought of that, you would be like, oh, my son wants a car. But this super, super rich dad said, okay, son, your friends have it, I'll get you Honda. Then after that, he came back and said, hey, son, I got you Honda. But it wasn't the car. It was the company. Then after that, I put a very rock music behind and Rich Dad series episode 1.
I love that. So everyone always can, when we are watching your video, it's because of that music that suddenly just pops up. So I would be thinking each episode, something happened. Then
something happened. I mean, maybe you can show the video here lah. If it doesn't, I will cancel the copyright from the matching.
Alright, deal is closed. Thank you. Hey, Dad. Oh, hey, son, how was your school today? School was good. Are you sure? Because you don't look so good. Dad, my friends have Toyota, Mitsubishi, Mazda. I want my own. Okay, son, I'll get you Honda. Wow, really, Dad? Okay! That's why I'm your dad. Son, I got you Honda. It's all yours now. Oh my god, thanks, Dad! That's what I'm here for, son. Dad, where is the key? Wait, what keys? The car key? Wait, so you just wanted a car? Yeah, Dad, I just wanted a car. What did you get me? Honda. I bought you Honda.
So that was what happened. And but now we talk about the views. At first, the views came up 50,000 views in the first hour. Then I'm like, okay lah, wow, this is something. But I think it's gonna stop at 100,000 because my videos rarely exceed 100,000 views. That night I sleep, I have 200,000 views. And I said, okay lah, maybe that's the most that I can get lah, because it's already exceeding my usual views already. The next morning I wake up, my phone was out of battery, and I didn't know why. I said, hey shit, my iPhone 11 out of battery already. Maybe my battery is damaged already. So when I opened up my phone, then I saw there's over 10,000 notifications. But on phone, you see 999 plus notifications. On TikTok, I didn't turn off notifications at the time. So I tapped in, I realized that my followers grew from around 200,000 to 350,000 followers. And my video views was 2.5 million. Then I said, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and I keep farming on that lah.
Yeah,
It's surprising that was the turning point.
yeah.
Long story short, that's
I
the
like
turning
that.
point.
I like that series a lot. Like the series, especially during the lockdown time. There was like, wow.
Oh yeah.
It's super binge worthy.
Remember when I said I don't want to go on a platform where all my friends, my family, and my co-workers or my business associates are on? Because of Rich Dad series,
Yeah.
I got onto TV, I got onto news, I got onto My FM radio, I got onto so many onto news platforms that my friends are now on
Now,
TikTok
yeah,
because
exactly.
of that. I'm not trying to take credit,
Exactly.
but something happened that made them change their mind.
Because now we see TikTok maybe a little differently. It's not like all the toxic content. It's like we can have something that
there are still toxic contents lah.
but everywhere got
Everywhere,
there
it's
are still
everywhere
toxic
lah.
content. I mean, even like on YouTube, there are a lot of supposedly kids content, but they are like Peppa Pig killing people and other things. You know?
The difference between
Mario.
YouTube, right, TikTok and YouTube right now, if your content is not meant for kids, don't make it for kids. You know, if your content is meant for kids, tap on the made for kids
They are
feature
made for kids
on
video.
YouTube.
But there are some people who abuse
Yes,
it.
they just abuse it. And on TikTok right now, there is a feature where you can report that your content is for 18 and above only. Yeah, if it's for 18 and above only, report it. I mean, mark it as 18 above only. At least be a responsible content creator.
Yeah, be a responsible content creator.
Yeah.
Oh, so now I understand. What about haters? Do you have any haters? Like for me, even I play the piano, then there are some usually haters that come over and like, oh, that fingering is wrong. You shouldn't place your finger like that. But my hate are like very mild. They don't really attack me. But what kind of haters do you have?
I mean, piano is probably the most peaceful
Peaceful.
thing that a person can ever make to be posted on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if a piano content as peaceful as yours, you can get hate comments, then imagine mine lah.
Yeah.
Okay? My contents are cringy, it is comedy, it is sometimes very sarcastic, and sometimes I will turn world issues into content also. Like back then, you know, Donald Trump, there's a specific white president, okay? I turn it into my source of comedy also.
Yeah.
So the haters just attack me. Haters everywhere.
Yeah.
The worst hate comment that I've gotten was the statement that really changed my life, changed my perspective in just like that. And two. The first one was a particular commenter told me, you look like you are a person who has Down syndrome.
Whoa.
It hurts really, really bad. Okay?
Crazy.
So right after that, I started going to the gym. I started firming up my body. I started losing some weight also, losing some weight. I started getting up a bit of mass, started eating healthily, and I started changing my hairstyle.
Yeah.
Back then, my hairstyle was like flat like this only. I started changing my hairstyle.
What about the second incident?
The second incident was, at first I didn't care about it. But I don't know if you remember this or not, but back then my teeth wasn't fully straight. My teeth was very crooked back then. It wasn't a problem to me. I have lived my whole life like that, and my confidence level isn't that low lah. I have very high level of confidence of myself despite how I look like back then now, okay? Okay, actually now I look back at myself back then, I thought, oh, this was me. Not much difference lah, but yeah. My confidence level isn't that low. My confidence level on myself is actually really high. But when you keep hearing the same thing over and over again,
People keep commenting again and again.
you started really like questioning everything. So the comments that I keep getting was, oh, your teeth is so bad and all. And then some people didn't even know that my videos are fictional. Like, just because I'm acting as a rich dad doesn't mean I'm actually rich. You know, I mean, I'm rich in friends and rich in love, but in terms of financially rich, it doesn't mean that I'm actually rich. So people commented like, he's so rich but he couldn't fix his teeth. I said like, why don't you fix your teeth, bro? I keep getting all these comments. So because of that, I spent over 25,000 ringgit to do invisible braces, and now my teeth is straight.
Hey, so
I'm still
nice.
in my final 6 months of my treatment for my invisible braces. Yeah.
Oh, so I think the thing about you is that when you receive a hate comment or when someone feedback you, you change that thing. There are a lot of people, they don't do that, you know.
I won't say change lah. For me, I ask myself, is there a
Like
benefit in
improve.
doing that? Is there a benefit in doing that? I said, okay, in terms of if people say I look like Down syndrome, it hurts me because it's very sensitive. I asked myself, okay, is there a benefit in changing my hairstyle, in changing my style? Then I said, yeah, maybe there's benefit. You will look better in photos. You will look better on videos. Okay, good. Second is if people say something like, your teeth looks bad, fix your teeth. Then I said, yeah. Is there a benefit in doing that? Yes, because back then my teeth was crooked. It was very hard to reach the gap of my teeth, and because of that, I had cavities. So I thought, okay lah, just do it lah. And am I able to financially sustain that? Yes, so I do it. Can I afford it? So I do it. Some people even commented, my old videos were in Malay lah, okay?
Kita tambah budget 1 juta. Papa! Ya nak, kenapa? Papa, untuk kerja rumah saya perlukan model kapal terbang. Kenapa awak nak?
My old videos are my first 0 to 200,000 followers were mainly Malaysian audience. The rest were mainly American audience from outside of the world. Outside of the world pula, that was like million. Outside of Malaysia.
Outside of Malaysia.
So, until today, people still say things like, why not you do Malay videos? Last time you did Malay videos. These are some of the feedback that I really completely ignore because it doesn't bring benefit to me. Because once you have had a global audience, you rarely want to look back at the local market really.
True.
Because again, I had the privilege of having a global audience where a lot of Malaysian creators are struggling hard to get out of the Malaysian market.
Yeah.
So if I had the privilege already, I had the benefit, I'm going to just double down more on that.
Yeah.
Of course, sometimes I still do Malay videos because I don't want to forget where I came from.
Yeah.
So, some of the ways I deal with hate is completely ignore it or find benefit in it. Yeah. Last but not least, don't be affected too much lah.
Yeah,
Don't be affected too much. People who hate you are probably people who are living in the parents' basement. Not earning as much money as you're earning right now.
Yeah.
Still
Keyboard warriors
lah. So what's the benefit of listening much to them? Yeah.
True. I mean, they're probably like, some people, they just want to hate for the
Hating
sake
for the sake of hating because
yeah.
it gives them thrill. Their life is too bored. It gives them the adrenaline rush. Yeah.
And if you respond to them, they become more happy. So
Yeah. Oh, another way to deal with hate comments is if you don't like it, don't comment. But I'm only human. Sometimes I see a hate comment,
I comment back.
I will reply back. Sometimes I will comment back with love. I say thank you for
Yeah.
your support. I'll see what I can do to improve.
Yeah.
Because they say kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
Kill them with love.
Yeah.
Right?
I do
But
that
sometimes
too.
I'm human. Okay, I'm just going to admit I'm a human. I can be very petty sometimes.
Yeah.
People say like you are the most unfunny creator I've seen. Unfunny verified creator I've seen. I will go to the profile, I will screenshot the profile, and I will respond back. And I say, but at least I'm not the one with 100 followers. I can be very petty sometimes. Yeah.
Wow. So much ways to handle haters. I usually try to respond with love because, like you say, we are able to kill them with love. And for music, it's a lot easier.
Yes, for music it's a lot easier.
Because music is, like it doesn't have a language, so it doesn't have the chance to be cringe or really viral, so music is very different. So what about for people, like for a lot of new people who also wants to be content creators? What are some of the, like all these aspiring content creators, what are some of the essence that you can provide to them?
Maybe some advice for newbie creators lah. Until today, I still consider myself as a newbie. Yeah. Why? Because there are many new successful creators coming up every single day. Yeah. So, if you keep considering yourself a newbie, you will always be learning. Yeah. Small creators, big creators, medium creators, even newbie creators, I'm sure there's something to learn from everyone. Everyone can teach you something. Yeah. That's the first thing. Second thing is, I'm not going to go into the path that I tell you, go with your passion, go all out on your passion. I just want to say that don't drop out from college or studies just to become a content creator.
Yeah.
It is increasingly worrying for me now because a lot of children, a lot of teenagers, a lot of young adults are dropping out from work, dropping out from education to pursue content creation full time. Don't do that. The way I think is, if your monthly income is equals to your 6 months income, okay, if your monthly income is equals to 3 to 6 months of your income consistently for 2 years, then you quit. You need a backup plan, because what if you fail? Okay, I'm telling this because it's reality.
Yeah,
it's
it is
realistic.
reality.
When you go out into the real world, for people like us, we don't have the privilege of having our parents to support us. I live alone. I live with my spouse. I have to fund everything on my own. If you have parental support, by all means go all out, but don't neglect education. Okay. The third thing is, learn to recognize moments that can become your turning point. Learn to recognize that.
Well, sometimes we wouldn't know. Like, you see, like, there are some, for my case, there are some videos that I think, I put all the energies in it. I fly a drone and all those things, but no wheels. But then there are some videos that, like
100,000, 1 million views.
rubbish videos.
Yeah. I think the
So
way
we don't know
to,
the turning points. is it?
Yeah, I think one of the ways is sometimes as creators ourselves, our ego is very high one sometimes, Our ego about our work is very high, especially if you're a musician or if you're a comedian, your ego is very high. So when we put our efforts into our work, yes, we have confidence, but at the same time, audience reaction is everything. Audience reception is everything. We may be very confident that this will work, but again, the audience reacts differently. One of the ways is treat audience response seriously. There's a reason why some videos have 100,000 views, some videos have 1 million views, and some videos have 100 views. Which do you want to double down on? So what I've learned is I've learned to identify the patterns between the videos that actually made it big. And the only way is if you consistently post content. My final advice is consistency is key.
Yeah.
Like, people come to me and tell me things like, Hubert, I want to learn how to be a content creator. Can you teach me how? Can you guide me? Can you coach me how? I will tell them, okay, talk to me again when you have 10,000 followers. Why? Because that is the proof that he's willing to work hard until he has 10,000 followers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or talk to me again when you have 10 videos that reaches 50,000 views or 100,000 views. Why? It's because I want to sit down with this person to identify what is the common points, data points in those videos that can be made into a successful video.
Exactly. Like how you realize from your the Rich Dad
Correct.
series.
That is correct. My day job is a data scientist. Okay, just fun fact, my day job, I work as a data scientist in my own company. I identify analytics and I identify data points.
Yes.
So all these things are very important to me.
Yes. So that is how important analytics is as
Yes.
well. Wow. So learn to read your analytics, guys. Yeah. So wow, thank you so much for like so much essence that you have shared today about your journey in social
I just
media.
chose only lah.
Yeah.
Just blow water only.
Content creation is really not something that it's not easy to achieve, but it's something that everyone can do, so that's why I really appreciate when you say you rather be aspiring than inspiring. Yeah, so it's really an eye-opener, because I always thought that content creation or like the content creators, the influencers are inspiring people, but in actual fact it's different.
Oh, inspiring, yeah, they can be inspiring, but at the same time, what are they inspiring?
True.
Inspiring people to do stupid things?
No.
Inspiring people to prank poor random people.
Oh no, that is very bad.
That is a bad form of inspiration.
That's very bad. I still remember, like in I don't know, TikTok or Instagram, there are some like there's some prankster, some Malay prankster actually, that do pranks like pulling people's hijab and all those things. I think that is too much.
That is not inspiration.
Yeah,
that
that is
is
not inspiration.
controversial already.
Yeah. So, but they think, a lot of people think that controversial is the key, to become like super fast. But it's fast up, fast down. They die even
It can
faster.
be something that they want to do.
Yeah.
But it don't have to be something that we do. Yeah. Scripted comedy and music is still one of the most peaceful and non-controversial forms of content creation.
Yeah.
At least we can control what we do.
Exactly. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you will share this if you like it. And I hope you listen to the end and maybe comment down below what are the key things that you have learned. And most importantly, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.
Share and subscribe.
Woo! Subscribe to both of us.
Yeah. Share and subscribe to Raymark. Watch his
Yeah.
videos. Listen to his music.
And Hubert CEO. Thank you.
Thank you.